scheming on God. Looking like I still do fraud. Flying private jet with the rod. This that Z shit. This that Z shit.
Hey guys, welcome back to You Can't Sip With Us. Of course, I'm your host, is Z, my beautiful face, yes. Well, yes, as you already know, I'm Z, of course. This is You Can't Sip With Us. So let's go ahead and get into today's episode. As you can tell by the title, we're talking about healing. It is the real healing era. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff today. We're going to get really deep. So go ahead and just make sure that you have your drink, your snack, whatever that you need. And let's go ahead and get into it. So, of course, we always start with our mindful moments. And my mindful moment today is, to be honest, be able to record this podcast because this episode in particular, I wasn't going to record until like a little later on in the season. But I've been doing shrooms, and basically, something told me to do this episode today. So, today we're going to do this episode. It must be something that somebody really needs to hear, okay, today. So let's go ahead and get into our drink of the week. As you can see, we got a little tequila sunrise going on around here. I did make the sunrise a little bit bigger because I needed to be a little bit sweeter. But yeah, it's definitely heavy handed on that alcohol. Let's go ahead and taste it. I mean, it's not really heavy on the alcohol. So that's going to be a good drink. Of course, as you already know, I will have the recipe posted along with this episode. So you can be drinking the tequila sunrise with me. Excuse me, guys. So after we already introduced the drink of the week in our mindful moments, as you guys already know, we just go ahead and get straight into the questions. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first one says, what does depression feel like for you, and how do you recognize when you're not okay? So for me, depression is when I'm sad all the time. I don't really recognize it in the beginning stages, but it's like when I just want to lay in the bed all day. I don't want to leave, don't want to go nowhere, just want to be in the house. I just go to work, come home. I don't really talk to anybody at work. It's just I get real like going inwards. I turn inwards when I'm depressed for sure. I may like slack off on responsibilities as far as maybe I gotta wash the dishes. I'm probably not gonna wash some dishes for about a week or two. If I gotta do laundry, I'm probably just not gonna do it. I'm probably just either gonna rewear some stuff or go out and buy some new stuff instead of doing what I'm supposed to do. So that's what depression feels like to me. Now when I notice it, it will probably be like we're just gonna use an example, say like dishes or something like that. If them dishes been in the sink for about a week or two and I'm just using new dishes or I'm just washing the ones that I need and then just throwing them back in the sink, it takes about a week or two for me to notice it, and then I'll just like, all right, now something has got to change. Because me personally, I don't like dirty surroundings. So I guess when I be slacking off on my duties, like around the house, and shit starts getting dirty, like I just got clothes everywhere, or the bathroom or something needs to be clean, the kitchen is dirty. If it gets too dirty, there's going to be a thing in me that snaps and it's like, okay, I cannot live like this. This needs to change immediately. Do you believe depression can be a part of a spiritual awakening? Yeah. I mean, I feel like, okay, y'all, I don't know if y'all know, but I guess I'm sure the people that close to me knows, I used to struggle with depression all the time. Like, I tried to commit suicide when I was a teenager. To be honest, that was probably just for attention now that I look back on it. But yeah, even as an adult, I don't think I tried to commit suicide as an adult, but I've thought about it. I've had the thoughts about it. And so for me, I feel like depression is just the mind state and it's what you're allowing yourself to feel, I guess. Like, yeah, you could be sad, maybe somebody passed away, or you just had a really bad day, or maybe you get bullied. I don't know. Like, it's build up. It's build up. It's not just like a one day thing, and then you're all of a sudden depressed for a day or something like that. That's not how it works. So I just feel like depression is a mindset. It's false advertising. It's your brain trying to trick you into feeling like you're sad when you're really not. You're just going through it, okay? And everybody goes through it, I promise. How do you balance your faith or your spirituality when you're struggling mentally? So, me personally, I pray all the time. I pray when I'm down, I pray when I'm up. I just pray, especially when I'm down, when I'm struggling mentally, or it just keeps seeming like it's one thing after another. Everything just keeps hitting me. I will pray, probably cry, but I'll pray for sure. Pray to ask God to give me some strength to get me through whatever it is that I'm going through. Pray to ask God to guide me through it so I can get to the other side. Yeah, just different things like that. So I pray to help me when I'm like not mentally feeling there and I'm mentally struggling. That's what I do. What is one thing that helped you during a dark episode or a depressive season? Me personally is being around my friends. So when you're depressed, or at least when I'm depressed, I don't want to be around nobody. I would rather be in the house by myself, me and my dog. Like that's how I would rather be. But I've noticed that even when I just don't want to be around nobody, I don't feel like talking to nobody, I can go to my homegirl's house, my mama's house, you know what I'm saying, somewhere, and I can just sit there in silence. We can talk every so often, but mainly I could just sit there. I could be myself. I don't have to like put on no face. If I tell like my homegirl, like, hey, I'm just not feeling good today, I just want to cry or some shit. She don't really do too well with crying, but she knows me by now, and I'm the crying queen. I can cry at the drop of a hat. So she's used to it by now. She just sits there, lets me cry. She doesn't tell me that everything will be okay, because I've told her in the past that I just don't like when people say that, because of course everything's gonna fucking be okay. Like I don't want to hear that. I need help right now in this moment, not later on in life. So she just gives me advice on whatever I'm going through. We basically get through it together. Do you think healing starts with acceptance or action? I do. I feel like you can want to heal yourself if you want to heal yourself. Nobody can do it for you. You can't blame nobody for anything that is going on in your life, no matter if they did it or not. You allowed it to happen for up to a certain degree. So I feel like, yeah, you have to be intentional about healing. You also have to accept that things happen in life, and that you have to accept those things that happen to you, and you have to work on how that affects you and move on. But you're not going to be able to do none of that if you're not accepting to what happened to you. Like, yeah, it happened, move on with your life. Like me personally, we could just use it as an example. I got evicted before. I was so distraught, so hurt. I just thought that that was like the worst thing that could happen to me. I felt embarrassed because why the fuck did I get evicted? But the accepting part is that it happens. It happens to a lot more people than you think. There are ways around it. It happens to all kinds of people. You can still live your life with an eviction. People who go bankrupt, they can still live their life with bankruptcy. Uh, you just gotta learn to accept it. Yeah, shit happens. You have to learn to accept it, and you have to learn from that lesson and just not repeat those steps going forward, or try at least to be intentional about not going back into those same habits. How do you handle days where your anxiety or depression feels stronger than your motivation? Me personally, I'm a procrastinator. I guess that's why I just work so well under pressure. So when my depression or my anxiety feels way more than my motivation for that day, I just have to force myself to get it together, or have to think about the consequences, which particular, I guess, in these moments right now is because I'm trying to record all of these episodes for this podcast so it can be uploaded before the season comes out. But I know that I'm falling behind on some stuff, so it's just so like if I don't record, or if I don't do however many episodes I need to do in a day, it's going to be a consequence of I'm not going to have it done by the deadline, and I'm probably going to be irritated about it. So yeah, I just got to get it done, because I would rather get it done and be tired rather than be irritated about it because it's not done, and be stressing out because it's not done. So I just think about the future in those moments and instances. because I know how I'm going to react if the shit is not the way I like it. So I might as well get it together now rather than having to hurry up and fix it later. What role does forgiveness plays, especially forgiving yourself in healing from depression? Forgiving yourself is like the biggest thing. You can probably forgive somebody for doing something and it's just like so easy, or maybe it's not. But forgiving yourself is the hardest thing because it's you, you're doing it, you're the one that disappointed yourself. You're just probably like feeling some type of way about it, whatever that case may be. Forgiving yourself is the biggest thing that you can do. I feel like that's step one into spiritual healing, healing your soul, healing your mind, body, and spirit. But like accepting everything that's happened to you or accepting everything that you've done. If you're one of those people, I know a few people that is like this, but if you're one of those people who's always into some shit because of their actions, yeah, you know what I mean? And then you're finally waking up like, dang, I'm always into some shit because of the things that I do. And now you're wanting to change that. I feel like you definitely can, but you have to forgive yourself for your past transgressions. Or if you have like some kind of addiction and you maybe like slip up, you have to be able to forgive yourself for that and start over with the right intentions, not do whatever you're trying to not do anymore. But yes, you for sure have to forgive yourself because if you don't forgive yourself, you're probably going to hate yourself or you're going to have negative self talk. And that is not good for nobody. That's not good for your depression, anxiety. It's not good for none of that. What does meditation mean to you and how do you quiet your mind? Personally, meditation is what it means to me is connecting with one. So I'm sitting with myself, tuning into myself, trying to listen to my body, seeing what it's trying to tell me, listening to um, spirit, see what it's trying to tell me. God, how do I quiet my mind? Is I have to listen to, because I like have a really overactive mind. So to quiet it, I have to listen to that meditation music, like waves or rainforest tree sound, because it helps me focus on that rather than whatever may be racing through my mind. I can't listen to any kind of music with words, especially if I know it, I'm gonna just want to sing it or hum it. So I rather just like listen to nature sounds. And then I just sit there. You don't necessarily have to be in the position, the position with your legs crossed and folded. You can lay down, you could just be sitting there. I do that a lot, especially in the car. I just sit there and just quiet, nothing, just sit there. So yeah, it's different things to how you can quiet your mind. That just works for me. How do you create a peaceful environment for yourself physically and emotionally? So peaceful environment for myself physically. I have my own place. So a lot of the times I do sage just so I can cleanse the energy that's in my house, whether it's something that I brought in or somebody else came in with it. I clear it at least once a month, every 2 months, depending on how often somebody is over here. I clear the energy with sage. I put good intentions to it, let all the bad intentions out. And then, of course, if I feel like I can't trust you or you have just too much going on, you got this kind of energy, like it's just off, you're probably not going to come to my house ever just because I don't want that energy around me. It could throw me off, got me getting your energies and stuff mixed up. So that's how I keep my physical space peaceful. I don't invite nothing or nobody into my home. This is where I lay my head. This is where I feel the most comfortable at, the most vulnerable at. So I don't bring no energy that I just don't feel like I would want to be around. Like if I don't want to be around you outside of this house, I'm definitely not going to invite you into this house. So that's how I care physically, emotionally. Like when I'm out in public and somebody may piss me off or whatever, I just say what I got to say and I move on. Like if we going in a circle, you're going to be going in a circle by yourself. I'm only going to repeat myself probably once. And that's like irritating as that. Other than that, I'm probably going to say I said what I said. Or unfortunately, there's nothing else that I can do for you. Those are the things, protecting myself emotionally. I'm not going back and forth with nobody. Nobody is worth that peace. I'm not about to be sitting here arguing with nobody. I'm about to be sitting here fighting with nobody. I protect my peace at all costs. I'm not about to be disturbing me because you're upset. Now, what I've started to do is like when people are upset with me, like I had this situation and the person was upset with me for playing music or whatever. So what I realized, because at first I was pissed off, but what I realized was that person is hungry. That person only works 2, 3 days out of the week. That person ain't got no clothes. That person can't go nowhere, be stuck, just be stuck. Okay, don't go nowhere. Like that person don't have no home cooked meals. That person is so upset. Like if I was that person, I would be mad too. Like I would have an issue too. So that's how I have to look at things now. If somebody is taking their anger or frustration out on me, you just gonna have to do that. There's this lady that I work with. She always be going through some shit at home, and then she'll come into work and she'll try to take it out on us. And it's like, girl, just because your home life is in disarray, don't mean that you got to come in here and piss me off because you mad. You mad because of what's going on in your house. Don't come up in here trying to take your frustration and anger out on us. What's one thing that instantly calms your energy when you feel overwhelmed? Me, smoking. Smoking helps calm me down almost immediately, like midway through that blunt. I'm gonna be calm. And I'll be able to talk it through, laugh about it, or say whatever I need to say and move on about it by the end of the blunt. I feel like that's one of the ways. And then for my other people out there who probably can't smoke, music. Music is something that helps me calm down, listen to music for a good 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and then I'm okay. I'm back to normal. Even if I gotta listen to some Young Boy, okay? Because Young Boy will probably get all that energy out of me and I'll be okay. So for sure, music and smoking. How do you protect your peace when people around you bring chaos? Like I said, ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. It is nothing to cut somebody off. Like cut that person off. If they bring chaos, if it's somebody that's your job and it's hard to cut it off, go in, and clock the fuck back out. Don't be up in there talking to nobody. Do your fucking job and leave. Don't be those people trying to be at work, trying to be friends. Go in, get the job done, go home. And leave all this shit at work, leave all your home shit at home. If it's somebody like in your friend group, friend circle, family, cut them niggas off. Cut them off. They're not meaning you no good. If they have a lot of chaos in their life, it's probably because they're causing most of it. That's what they're doing. I have a few of those people that I had in my life that just is living nothing but chaos lives. Every time you talk to that person, it's always something, and it's mainly always something that they're doing. So, yeah, just you can't give your energy to those people. Those people are what you call vampires. Those are the real vampires out here. When somebody says vampires are real, they are. They're energy vampires. They'll drain the fucking life out of you. How do you know when your energy feels off? So, for me, I smile a lot, I talk a lot, and I move around a lot. Like, I'm a busy bee. So, I know that, like, my energy is off if let's just say, like, the other day, my energy was off. I went to work. One of my coaches was like, "What's wrong? Why is your energy off? Why is it this? Why is it that?" I was just like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm okay. It is what it is. I just don't feel like it today." And that's what most of the time when my energy is off is because I just don't feel like it today. I don't have enough energy to go in there and put on this face that I normally do at work. I don't have enough energy to do all of that, especially at that job. And then when people be pissing me off up there, I damn sure don't feel like giving no fake ass energy. So how I know when my energy is off is when I wake up and it's just a crazy day, or I wake up and I'm just super tired. That's how I know my energy is off, and I know it's about to be a long ass day or something is about to happen. Have you ever felt like one of your chakras was blocked, and what did you do to work on it? Sorry, y'all. But I feel like they all be blocked at a certain point. But as far as recently, it was my throat chakra that was blocked. It was because there's something that I need to say. So basically, throat chakra is how you speak, your voice, standing up for yourself. So for me, my throat chakra was blocked. And then as soon as I told somebody what I needed to say or whatever was really bothering me, and I just spoke up for myself, it immediately went away. I didn't have the scratchy voice anymore, the itchy throat. It was basically brand fucking new immediately almost. That was for me in my example. But say like your crown chakra, a lot of things that you could do is wash your hair, cleanse your hair. That gets rid of any like blockages usually. Root chakras, if you go outside and you touch some grass or you go outside in nature, that can heal that. What chakra do you think that most people struggle with? I feel like most people struggle with the heart chakra because your heart tells you to do some things, and then your brain, which is basically your crown chakra, is telling you maybe to do the opposite or to think logical. So I feel like most people struggle between those two because they kind of play off each other. And if you guys don't know what chakras are, please go ahead and Google them now. I'm not going to say that's something that you just have to know in order to heal or in order to do any of that. But when one of those are out of line, like they're not in alignment, a lot of things can show up in your life and present itself to tell you that it's not in alignment and that you need to do some work. So like when people say you need to go out and ground, you're like too here. You need to bring it down a couple of levels. You need to ground. You need to do something, sit with yourself. Most of the time, you need to probably go outside in nature. Your bare feet need to touch the ground, and you will be okay. Or it will feel a lot better. And if you haven't done that, do it. Go outside right now. Well, depending on when this comes out, you might not be able to. But the next time you see some good green grass, go outside, take your shoes and socks off, and just step on the grass for a good 5 minutes. Sit there to yourself, breathe in the air, listen to the sounds, and I bet you'll feel 10 times better. How do you connect with your intuition? Do you journal, pray, or meditate, tarot, anything like that? For me personally, for me to connect with my intuition, I for sure pray about it. And that's first and foremost, I pray. And then I also have tarot cards. So if it's something I just need a clear answer on, or what kind of energy is around, what kind of energy is coming towards me, I always do the tarot. I always pull 3 cards, first, middle, last, and I just read it in that kind of a sequence. Usually my tarot, like I'll be grounded. It didn't just come to me naturally. It took me forever to get to this point with tarot. It's probably been like 5-6 years since I've been using it, understanding it, and reading it. And I don't give out readings to anybody. It's really just for myself. When I do the tarot, that's how I get my intuition together, I guess. It's like a second confirmation. The cards is going to pull from my energy and they're going to tell me what I'm asking or what I'm looking on. I use prayer and tarot. Tarot is just like a confirmation just to make sure that the prayer came through right. Those who know, okay? The other ones, y'all gonna be like, oh, she's a witch. That's the devil. It's really not. It's how you use it. Do you use tarot or oracle cards as a form of self-reflection or spiritual guidance? Me, I do. Just because, like I said earlier, it kind of gives me clarity on what I'm asking or what is about to come my way. And when I say the cards be accurate as fuck, the cards be accurate as fuck, okay? It told me that I was gonna have some kind of problem the day before I had that problem. So then when that problem happened, I wasn't mad, I wasn't upset, I wasn't angry. I was just like, ugh, it is what it is. Gotta move on forward. But I already knew that it was coming. So yeah, that's kind of what I mean by like the tarot cards will tell you what's coming, what's around your energy or anything like that. And I was also having dreams about it coming up too. And then like it just happened. So yes, I do use tarot. I don't really use oracle cards. I do have them, but they kind of confuse me most of the time. My sister, she uses oracle cards because she says the tarot confuses her. But I can do tarot. I can do pentacles, ace, wands, all of that. I can do that. Oracle is like up to too much interpretation for me, so I just don't like that. Rather, tarot is straight to the point, tell you what it is. What spiritual practice has helped me heal emotionally? Praying. We all praying. I would really say for like not this year, but like last year for like 2-3 years straight, I was crying and praying, crying and praying. That's all I could basically do. This last year, I don't think I've cried really at all over like different things that I would have cried about if it was like 2-3 years ago. So there's that. So crying and praying, like I said, just trying to believe in the plan, believe that I'm on the right path, believe that things happen for a reason, everything takes its own time. But like I said, praying is like the biggest thing. I believe in God. You can believe in who you believe in, whatever you believe in, or if you don't believe in nothing, hopefully you believe in the universe or something. So praying and crying help me heal emotionally, especially for things like trauma. Crying for sure helps you release it. I also like to journal and write, or this podcast is kind of like my video journal. So I use that as a form of expression. I tell my true stories. I tell my truths. I live in it. Not embarrassed by it. Everything happens for a reason, like I said. So that's how I feel the emotion. When you pull tarot cards, do you feel like they mirror your current energy or reveal what's coming? Like I said, they do both for me. So I always pull 3 cards. It's like past, present, future. So it kind of like tells me different things I need to know within those different time frames, and I can put it all together. And whatever message I usually get from that is the true message. So, and it never steered me wrong once. But that's again intuition, third eye chakras. So that's what I do. And like I said, tarot is meant to help me understand what's going on around me, stuff that I can't see. So in the physical realm, should I say, stuff that I can't see in the physical realm, but it's coming. It's coming. It passed. I'm overcoming it. What steps can someone take to start healing themselves spiritually? It's really just you accepting things for what it is, you forgiving yourself or people for what they've done, and you being intentional on working and moving forward in that healing process. After you do those first two steps is going to be the hardest. After you do those first 2 steps, it should be a lot easier. Go through the rest of the healing process. Healing is not linear. It's very much up and down. It's very much circles back and forth. So don't be ashamed if you're not as far as somebody else is in their healing journey. You will get there eventually. One day you just have to take your time and work on it. What is something that you have to forgive somebody for, and how did that change me? For me, recently I had to forgive my mom because she doesn't know who my dad is, and she just, to me, seems like she just doesn't really care. It happened a long time ago. She don't understand why I just wanted to know so bad for whatever reason. I just had to forgive her because she may never know who my real dad is. She may never apologize for her actions, and it's not even like I care that she don't know who he is. It's the fact that she never cared to try to find out, or never even thought of like, hey, maybe one day they're gonna want to know who their dad is. So I feel like that is just like the basic story, like just the, you know what I'm saying, the straight get to the point. It is definitely a lot of different things in that story where I had to forgive her. But once I did forgive her, for me, I wrote a note. I didn't send it to her, didn't let her see it or read it or anything like that. I just wrote a note in my notes or on a journal, and basically forgiving her, letting go for whatever I had held on to, and knowing that she is who she is. She is who she is. Hopefully she changes. But if not, I can't help that. She is her own person, just like I'm my own person. I can't do what she want me to do, and she can't do what I want her to do. So I just have to forgive and let go. And then as far as like moving forward, because that is my mom, it's like when we're in the same area or same place or even a relationship, it's more surface level, more I have to protect myself and keep my own peace. There's that, but I'll still like, talk to her, go over to her house, hang out with her. But that's pretty much it. As far as like calling her, hey mom, this, that happened, that doesn't happen. That's just one thing that we don't have as a mother daughter. Hopefully, it would change one day. That's something that I had to forgive her for. I have to forgive my dad for some stuff, but I haven't yet. I don't know why or what's taking so long in me in that process. I just feel like it's just a lot of shit that's going on my mom's side that I gotta deal with, and then I can work my way to my dad. Why do you think forgiving yourself is harder than forgiving others? We kind of touched bases on that earlier, but forgiving yourself is the hardest because it's you. You're the one that did it. You're the one that allowed it. You're the one that either continues to do it. You're the one that let it happen for so long, even if you did know about it and you realized it. But it's because it's you. You're disappointing yourself. So that's like the hardest pill to swallow. You fucked up. You have to live with the consequences, and you have to look at that and be like, damn, I did that. Nobody helped me. It was just me. So that's why I feel like forgiving yourself is the hardest. Because, like I said, you can forgive other people and then just move on about your day. You don't even have to ever talk to that person again. But as far as yourself, you're you. You're going to be around yourself for the rest of your life. So you have to deal with that. And you have to be able to deal with your actions and consequences. But if you know that you're struggling mentally and you know it's because of the shit that you're doing, then you have to fix that as well. And fixing it is forgiving it. How do you let go of people or things that do not align with your peace. Me personally, it's always hard, but I have so much practice in it now. I will cut a person off immediately. If I have to cut you off, I'm pretty sure I'm not missing out on nothing. I'm pretty sure it's not serving me anymore. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with cutting you off and letting you go live your best life. I don't wish you no ill will or anything, but I just can't be around you anymore. And that's what people don't understand with me. It's not that I'm holding a grudge, but I will protect my peace at all costs. What is the moment in your healing journey that made you proud of how far you came? For me, I've noticed that I haven't cried in a long time. I would say that the getting upset. So, the last time I like really blew up, I ended up in jail. That's a story for another day. But the last time I really blew up, I ended up in jail. So it took that for me to know like nobody, nothing is worth my peace. Nothing is worth me going to jail over in this very present moment. I don't have no kids, but if I had kids, I'll be a different story. But certain things like that taught me that nothing or nobody is worth my peace. It basically showed me like I gotta change the way that I approach things, approach people. I still will go off on a motherfucker, no hesitation, especially if you got me fucked up. I don't get upset as easily as I used to. I feel like I'm a lot more calmer now. I can still reach back, you know what I'm saying, into those old roots and pull that bitch back up if somebody tries me like somebody did recently, and they had to find out that I'm really that nigga. Okay, fuck being that bitch. I'm that nigga out here. It's just not getting as mad as I would about things anymore, or not getting angry. I'll get upset, but I don't get as angry as like I just need to put my hands on this bitch. I need to whoop this nigga's ass. Like I don't get that upset anymore. It's not worth it to me. So that made me proud. Once I realized that made me proud about how far I've came because I just can see myself being a lot more peaceful, a lot more fun. Like I said, what somebody eats is not gonna make me shit. So if they out there doing that and they out there acting like a complete ass and they keep trying me, I'm gonna let them just do that by themselves rather than giving them the response and the energy that they want because you're not gonna get that out of me no more. Do you think peace comes from healing or do you think healing comes from finding peace? I feel like peace comes from healing. You can find peace, but if you're not healed, that peace is not going to last very long. So I feel like you have to heal first and then you can find peace. Like right now, I'm at peace. I'm at peace in my life. Like I'm basically content with my life right now, everything that's going on in it. I'm okay with the way that life is going. So I'm at peace. I'm not out here putting myself in situations. I'm not out here wilding out to where it's all chaotic in my life and I'm all over the place. So I feel like you have to heal yourself and then you can find peace and then you can live a better life, a happier life, your soft girl life, whatever that may be. But I feel like you definitely have to heal first to find peace because you can find peace. But like I said, if you're not healed, that peace is not going to last very long at all. What does being aligned to you mean as far as like your mind, body, and soul being aligned? For me, it means you're one with yourself. You're listening to your body. You're listening to your spirit. You're listening to everything. I say everything. Whatever that you believe in, you talk to, you meditate on, you're at one with that. You have your chakras in alignment, or if one is out of alignment, you can easily figure out which one it is and identify what you need to do to put it back in alignment. So you're peaceful. You're very soft spoken. I feel like the people who is all in alignment, they're very soft spoken. They talk real low. They don't like to raise their voice most of the time. They do those healthy lifestyle kind of people. I do feel like you do have to have some kind of like health, like food wise health mixed with your alignment for your body, mind, and spirit, because that's the body part. I feel like, yeah, in order to be in alignment with yourself, you definitely have to be on one page with yourself. You definitely have to be able to forgive. You have to be slow to react or slow to act, or however you want to say that. You can't just be reacting off of whatever may have happened that pissed you off. You can't just immediately go off. You have to think of all the logical outcomes. I feel like that's when you would either know that you're spiritually aligned. So that is all for today's episode. Y'all finally made it to the end. So if you did make it to the end, I need you to go ahead and drop the yoga emoji, the one where they're meditating. Let's go ahead and drop that emoji in the comments below to let me and others know that you have made it to the end. So let me know if you guys are going to start healing, if you're going to take this video and start changing the way that you think, act, or what you do. Maybe you'll forgive somebody. Maybe this message was for you to hear, to go out and forgive somebody. I don't know. Maybe you needed to hear that. But yeah, so that is all for today's episode. Again, the drink of the week was a Tequila Sunrise, which that recipe will be posted along with this episode. Of course, this is You Can't Sip With Us, and I am your host, Z, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.